Go away!
Go away. Go away. You sassy pants tiddlywink milk drinking soot. Do you know who I am? I've seen beauty you would scarce believe. I've seen frigid wastes and beautiful forests and so much more. I've fought with bears, wizards, and beat down a dragon.
Seriously?
Aye, seriously. But the most harrowing tale of all was my journey from Windhelm to Markarth. You mark my words and mark them well. When travelling the frigid wastes of Skyrim, it's not the beasts or the bandits that'll kill you. It's the cold, the exposure. Everyone who wanders for long has to learn how to set up a good camp. Windhelm was now far behind me, and yet looking to the road ahead I realised I was completely lost. However, I knew I had to find shelter soon, or one of the terrible beasties of Skyrim would soon track me down. And there was one of them right in front of me, one of the dreaded snow monkeys of Skyrim. They're like great orangutans, jumping about, waving great big arms and such. Twice as tall as you, and almost as smelly. I took off running through cliffs to an excavation site of some kind. Frantically descending the stairs, I reached the ruins and tried the door, but it was blocked by a group of hodgepodge cowardly wizards. They had heard the snow monkey and refused to open the door for no one. I was lost, adrift, and just as I thought I'd escaped, I saw the snow monkey must have called his giant bear friend to try to corner me. I decided to bide my time in a nearby cave. I knew it was time for desperate measures, and so I found my way into a cave entrance covered in blood. With nary a backward glance, I went in. Now, I don't know if I told you, Larry, but I'm a crack shot with a bow. Trained in solitude, I could hit a bullseye at 100 feet. I've been employed for decades by the city-states of Skyrim to get rid of undesirables.
Wait, really?
Why, lad, I filled many a terrible beastie in my day. I've shot things beautiful, foul, and strange enough to haunt my dreams till this day. So anyways, where was I? Oh, aye, the cave entrance covered in blood. Ah, it didn't scare me a bit, went right inside. Let me try to describe to you the strange things I found inside. I found within skeletal guards, tough as nails. I faced him head on as a man. Two shots and 2 kills. No bag of bones could threaten me. As I wade my way deeper, I found the most glorious thing in all of Skyrim. A roaring fire boy. And standing beside it, a necromancer practicing foul magic. I dispatched the mimsy sword with ease. In the icy reaches of Skyrim, a nice warm fire is worth dying for, or killing for. I knew I had to pick up some kindling for later. As I plumbed my way deeper into the catacombs, I found myself outnumbered 7-1. I walked into the circle and challenged them to honorable combat.
Is someone there?
The door was locked with some kind of strange pull lever, I don't know. Anyways, with my foes vanquished before me, I progressed further to find traps that pushed me to the limit of my guile and cunning. And there, up ahead, a feral demon disguised as a bonny pretty lass. Well, I did as any true Nord would. And finally, at the edge of the passageway, a dark altar. Hey, stop singing. No, you're disrupting my story. Whoever was out the dark ritual, that's right. I approached them boldly and beat them all up. True Nord, son of Skyrim that I am. And there as I cast about in the ruins of my enemies, I found myself right next to the entrance to the cave. So I'd left the way I came.
Wow, really?
Well, of course I did. Don't interrupt me again, boy. Oh, how sweet is the Skyrim air. And the snow monkey and his bear were nowhere to be found. So I continued my trek onward. As I made my way across the path toward Dunstar, I spotted a roaring fire. But as I drew closer, I realized I was surrounded by naked men. What do you mean irrelevant? These men, these Red Guard men, stood in a blizzard on a mountain half naked. I warn you, laddie, it's best not to tussle with them.
You're looking a little rough around.
As I made my way into the bustling metropolis of Dawnstar, I thought I was finally safe. I was wrong. For just when I entered, that's when the dragon attacked. And as the sun rose the next morning, it welcomed with it a beautiful day. The city almost unblemished by the dragon's attack the night before.
Wait, what about the dragon?
Oh, aye, it was an exciting and harrowing battle. Well, anyways, after my victory against the dragon, I was a hero to these simple folk. I took some time to play with the children and console them after their losses of their mothers and fathers.
Tag or hide and seek? I know all the good spots. You don't stand a chance. You stay right there and count to 10.
I don't know if I told you, laddie, but I used to be the top hide-and-seek player in all of Skyrim. The wee little children were an amusement, but no match for my skills.
You're different. Not like anyone else. Not
Oh, come on, do you call this a hiding spot, you stupid wee little brat?
found me. 10, 9, 8.
Watch the skies, traveler.
But all too soon, I knew I would have to hit the road again. Before I left, I decided to pick up some supplies on the way.
Why are you talking to me?
We'll find when you're close-minded. Dig. Oh, hello there. How about you, laddie? You want to hear a tale of adventure and woe on the roads of Skyrim?
Sure.
You do? Oh, of course. Great, of course. Did I ever tell you, laddie, that I used to hunt undesirables on the outskirts of civilization? Aye, and on this particular day, I was to track down a caravan that had been ambushed. Found it alright. When I looked down at what had slain the innocents, I saw Falmer arrows. It didn't take much work to track the Falmer back to their caves, and as they approached to take down the guard bear they had defending the entrance. You ever seen a Falmer, kiddo? Ever smelled it in your nostrils? Oh, they used to be regular folk just like you or I, before the dark got him. Drove him mad. I was moving silently through the Falmer cave, when all of a sudden to my left I saw a Falmer jumping right at me. I extinguished my torch, drew my bow, and fired away. Little known fact, Falmer glow in the dark. It wasn't until several minutes later that I remembered Falmer are blind, result of living in caves all their lives. That made the rest of my adventure much easier, I'll tell you. My raid on the Falmer village was swift and silent, but deadly. Until I finally found the leader of the Falmer. You can always tell them apart by their right fancy hoods. Good night, sweet prince. With the last of the Falmer slain, I withdrew to the entrance of the cave and was on my way.
Didn't this story used to be about your trip to Markarth?
Huh? Oh, aye. Of course I got to Markarth. I remember it as though it were yesterday. Aye, and talk about a fantastical finale if you've ever heard one. Spanning the road ahead was a strange encampment. I approached them in the kindest possible way. Hello, you mealy sods. Can spare $1 for a poor Oh, Nelly. They were bandits. They chased me out of their home and down the path ahead. I fought them as best I could, but there were bandits and more bandits and more bandits, an army of bandits, until I knew I had to call on my allies for help. The giants!
What?
Oh, I believe it, laddie. and they made short work of all of the bandits, let me tell you. Fee, fi, foo, foam, taste the wrath of a giant's club. Through there was easy, only had to face down a Khajiit assassin, and now I was home free.
After that, the traveler just seemed to drift off, lost in a haze of nostalgia and mead. As he slumped to the floor, I began to think about my own life, and the things that I had seen. Where have I been? What have I done? What stories do I have to tell? Plenty! Skyrim is a beautiful place filled with stories, from the High King to the guy who trained rats under the meadery. Every person has a story to tell, but not everyone gets a chance to. And suddenly, I found myself a little jealous of the man on the floor. He was so happy to share stories, his stories. I wanted that happiness, the joy of giving someone else my story. The next day, I packed up my bags and set off on a journey of my own. Who knows? Someday I may inspire another to heed the call of adventure, to add to the rich tapestry of Skyrim's history. I hope to meet you one day, whether it be on the road, the fireside, or a dusty tavern. And when I do, I hope you have a story to tell me, because I know I'll have one to tell you.
Nuorista kuuluu se polokan tahti, jalkani pohjii kutkutti. Ievan äiti se tyttönsä vahti, vaan kyllähän Ieva se juttutti. Sillä ei meitä silloin kiellot haittaa, kun me tanssimme laidasta laitaa. Salivili hipput, tupput, tapput, äppyt, tipput hiljalleen. Ievan suu oli vehnäisellä, koimme se tonne toivotti. Pää oli märkänä jokaisella ja viulu se vonkuja voivotti. Ei tätä poikoo märkyys haittaa, sillä taskoo laidasta laitaa. Salivili hipput, tupput, tapput, äppyt, tipput hiljalleen. Ievan äiti se tammaarissa virsiä veiseltä huijutti, kun tämä poika naapurissa ämmän tyttöä nuijutti.